day after Free Comic Book Day, everybody. Sunday. Comic Book Canon is on the air. The most popular live show on YouTube. The history of YouTube. We're talking how many years, Joe? It has to be 30, 40 years.
I believe we actually are older of a YouTube channel than YouTube. I believe we literally are the reason YouTube kind of formed around us, this channel. So, yeah.
Look, we're grateful, honestly, that we have this distribution platform with, billions of views all over the place. But again, they saw talent, they saw potential, and they said, we want these guys. These guys are the tempo for YouTube. This is how we are going to launch YouTube. And here we are, everybody, to entertain and delight you each and every Sunday, talking about comic books and everything you love related to. So, Joe, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Coming off of another busy weekend as usual. Yes. I know last week I said, I'm done with all the conventions that I'm setting up. Well, yeah, I'm done selling at conventions, but this weekend, not only did I attend Free Comic Book Day at 3 different local comic book stores, attended Philly Fan Expo, the big convention in Philly.
Okay.
I did make it for a couple hours on Saturday. But I also did 5 days in a row of 20% off claim sales, which I think totaled, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe like 8 or 9 hours of live streaming, plus all the invoices. And tomorrow and Tuesday, I'm going to be packing stuff up. So I'm not slowing down at all, even though convention season is kind of over here.
And I do remember a conversation you had last week after the show. I'll be like, I am just taking a break this week. I'm not going to be doing anything. But you can't. Yeah. You can't. It just pulls you back in. It pulls you back in. But anyways, I'm glad it does, because I need you every week. We're partners. We're legally married. And we are both partners on the Canon. I do have to say, this is a big show. We have a big announcement. A new member of the Canon joining. Very exciting stuff. You all may or may know this person, but we are very happy to have this person. We'll be revealing that at the end of our news segment. And real quick, I just want to touch upon Free Comic Book Day. I did this last minute before we were on the air. This is what I was uploading. I should have asked yours, but this was my plan when I woke up Saturday morning. I was at Alicia's. We're building an addition in the house, so she'll officially be moving here end of August, but I was in Queens, where she is currently, and I woke up. I'm like, what am I going to do for Free Comic Book today? I don't know. And then I had the brilliant idea that I would drive to Comic Dunes, a.k.a. Jeff his shop in Jersey. And so I got up. I did that. I worked a little bit on the Canon, on the road. And then I was like, why don't I just stop by another comic book shop too, right? I may as well just hit a few until I get there. Turns out I only made it to one. It was Zapp's Comics in New Jersey. I had every intention of making it to Jeff's, but this was the line at 10 a.m. Out the door. I didn't get in until a little after 11, I think. Like, I'm here. I have nowhere else to be for the meantime. I did pretty well, I'd have to say. I had a lot of fun. It was packed. It was great to see kids there enjoying their time. As well, Joe, I wish I didn't do this last minute and said, hey, you should send what you have for Free Comic Book Day. But that video you posted is some nice pulls that you got on there.
I did. I got, in addition to picking up some free books, I also, a lot of stores do sales and stuff like that. So Phantasm Comics, I went 50 cent diving, and then also got some of their stuff inside the store because they were doing 25% off. And another store in the area, Cyborg One, was doing 15% off everything. So I got some higher value books at a nice little discount.
Yeah, you did. And it's a video that reveals that. So maybe it's just better you held off until Fresh from the Comic Shop.
Well, Fresh from the Comic Shop is, I guess there's one thing from that video, but we'll talk about it at that point. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I do want to say something.
Go for it.
Zapp Comics is a great store.
Really is.
One, they got 2 locations in North Jersey, convenient to get to from New York or even Philadelphia. I've been up there plenty of times. I actually went there for Free Comic Book Day 2 years ago. I just happened to be up in the area for my buddy and his brother's combo bachelor party, and they lived about 20 minutes. I stayed at his brother's house, and it was about 20 minutes from the store. So the night after the bachelor party, everyone else is sleeping off the night before, and I'm up at 5:30, 6 in the morning going to store. And I ended up getting a lot of stuff then. And shout out to Ben, the owner of Zap Comics. Awesome guy, really fair on pricing, as well as I've done some big deals with him. He actually bought a Hulk 181 from me over the summer.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I didn't know you had connections there, but it was a blast. But I had every intention of making it to Jeff's. I just didn't know I had to be back to Alicia's by a certain time so we could go see a movie. And I had to bail on Jeff, and it turns out I should not have, because he got quite the haul that day.
He got a killer collection.
Check out comic_dunes. You'll see what we're talking about there. But anyways, yesterday was Free Comic Book Day. Tell us how it was for you in the chat right there. Let us know what good gets you got. I don't think any of you posted your your fresh from the comic shop gets based off of New Comic Book Day, but maybe you did. So yeah, we'll talk more throughout the episode. Happy to say that we are going to, again, we got the big reveal of our new Comic Book Canon host, or correspondent.
Correspondent is the word.
Yes,
not the legal term.
Because Joe and I are basically the CEOs. We have different responsibilities, but this person will report directly to Joe, as Joe is the editor-in-chief of the news. We also will reveal our winner from Fresh from the Comic Shop for April, who will win that beautiful Amazing Spider-Man 7. And we are going to reveal our new slab for May, and it's a good one. It's an eyebrow raiser. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So very excited to show you all what that will be. But Joe, we got news first. We got to start with the news. What do we got?
Yeah, so we got our first look at a new Marvel property, a little new, a little old. We've got a character that's been around, both in the actual person as well as the mantle. But Sam Wilson will be stepping into the role of Captain America in Captain America 4, which has changed names a bunch of times. I believe currently it's called Brave New World.
Yeah.
And this image was distributed through Empire Magazine, and it is a little bit different than some of the kind of, not the ads we've seen so far, but we've seen some things come out so far about this, and this is really the first look at actual, seems to be on-screen image here, from the movie itself. Originally, it was kind of shown to be more of a silver costume. We got a little bit more blue here, and instead of the headpiece, we've just got some really cool, sweet 90s sunglasses.
The Oakleys? You think they're Oakleys?
Yeah, no, I don't think they're Oakleys.
He's got Oakleys and drives an IROC. No, this is good looking. Again, I thought it was I really like the blue tones overall with this. Kind of Captain America and the Winter Soldier vibes, right? A little bit I dug that.
Yeah,
I dug that look there. So again, that headpiece was a bit cumbersome too. So overall, I'm liking the direction of this costume. I just hope this movie is just amazing. I really, really do. There are a lot of people that are a bit concerned, but again, let's don't knock it till you try, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this movie. Anthony Mackie has put in time in the MCU, and he's shown that he is a great supporting and even lead character. And I'm ready for him to get his own film finally, because he's been supporting in the films. Yeah. He did get his own show that really focused on him and his backstory a little bit more. But this is going to be a nice change of pace, of this new Captain America that we're getting. That which is a mantle that's very much needed in the MCU.
Yes, for sure.
It's pretty much impossible to have an MCU without a Captain America going, and Steve retired a couple years ago. So
yeah, for sure. Okay. Again, I want to also tease one thing that we forgot to. We have a new kind of community segment that's going to be happening as well that we're very excited to share. So this news we have a lot going on in this news segment. So stay tuned to the end, as you all mainly do anyways, but it's going to be a fun one. Again, we have our new correspondent that's joining the show. We have a new segment we're going to be announcing where you all will need to participate. Joseph, our second news story here is exciting for me. I'm sure for you and many.
Yeah, me too. I love this guy. So good in just every role he's in, whether it's Breaking Bad, Star Wars, whatever. We've got Giancarlo Esposito confirming a rumor that's popped up. And honestly, the rumor probably popped up before it was actually confirmed. But, he did officially confirm that he has been cast in an MCU role during a panel at the Thunder stage at CCXP. He said the exact words were "sooner rather than later" and "better than you can imagine." He also kind of not leaked, but he kind of shut down rumors that he was going to be Professor X. There have also been rumors that he would be Dr. Doom. I personally think he's too old for Dr. Doom, that's for sure. And Professor X, they could do that, but he did shut that one down, so it's not that one. There's a rumor that he is going to be in Deadpool's post-credit scene, which, the sooner rather than later thing.
That makes sense.
Would make sense because that is the next, big release from Marvel. And Jeff, do you have any ideas, any thoughts on who you could be?
Just what he said. You guys read what he said. I didn't hear it. I don't know if there's audio out there of this video, what have you. But so I created this slate here with a Galactus image because I think he would be fantastic as Galactus. He's got the gravitas for Galactus. He definitely can carry the weight. See what I'm doing there? As Galactus, and I think he would be amazing. Who was rumored to be Galactus? God, he was
Javier Bardem.
No, he was a hot one in the 90s. Come on.
Javier
he was
Bardem
married
was...
to
Antonio Banderas.
Yes, that's who was rumored for a while.
They both were.
Okay, all right. Javier Bardem would be good as a Galactus too. But
I think Javier Bardem would be better than Giancarlo Esposito just because of the voice. Like, he's got a very deep, bellowy voice. You need that deep, bellowy voice. Giancarlo doesn't have that.
He's very actually, you're right. Giancarlo is very witty, snappy, punchy, right? Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be interesting who he would be. Either way, we all win because he's gonna be in the MCU is something great, I'm sure. Again, the better than you can imagine is very exciting, very intriguing. So only time will tell. Hopefully, maybe it's the end credit scene of Deadpool where we'll find out what character he will play.
You know what? I was just one character that I really could see him playing. And I don't think this is going to happen. I think this would be. There are a lot of reasons they wouldn't do this, but Mr. Negative, the Spider-Man villain, just because he's very, especially like as Gus Fring, a very buttoned down, like calm but very witty, smart guy. I don't know if they'd take an Asian character and use a black actor. I don't know if they do much swapping in that sense, but again, it probably just doesn't matter.
I don't know. Either way, he is an amazing actor and very excited to see what he will be playing. Before we get to the news story, just a reminder, like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Even though we are the most popular YouTube show in the world, we want new people to join us. There's how many billions of people here on the planet Earth? Was it 8 billion, 11 billion? I can't even remember.
8 billion-ish.
8 billion. Just adding an extra 3 billion. And we haven't reached 8 billion, but we're very close to our first billion, I would say.
Yeah.
With 20 million people watching right now, it's just incredible. Really appreciate how popular the show is. And obviously Joe and I put the work in and we deserve it. Moving on, our next news piece is another casting.
We've been getting a lot of that recently. This one is still on Marvel. Here we got Fantastic Four. Paul Walter Hauser has been cast. He's known for films like I, Tonya, Richard Jewell, and the Queen Pins, and he has quite a large acting range. There are some speculations, kind of the first one that popped into my mind is, well, we already know who the Fantastic Four are, and Herbie was in the preview poster, the kind of first poster announcement kind of thing about the movie. So it could be possible that he is playing or voicing rather the character of Herbie the robot. Jeff, you had a different idea for that.
I did. Again, we always like to tease the images, any sort of comic book that's associated with any of these news pieces. Most of the time we try and make it an affordable book, but sometimes you just have to do this, right? You just have to show this one. And not everybody I know can afford this book. I mean, Joe and I obviously can. We would be taking money out of Canon. Our marketing budget is huge, but we don't want to do that because we're here for you all. I'm getting off on a tangent. I'll get back on track right now. This character first appeared in Fantastic Four #1 as well, and I would say Mole Man would be pretty cool. We have somebody else who agrees with that, or Adam Schefter. Look at that. Josh's comment named Mole Man too. I think he'd be an awesome Mole Man. He's got this, like, he could be, again, his range, his chops are he is all over the place. He's hilarious. And I don't know, Mole Man is kind of a funny character.
He's definitely more goofy than he is terrifying.
So maybe it's one of those kind of minor tier villains that's like kind of a subplot or something like that. So we shall see.
A lot of people are speculating. There's some like quote unquote leaks or whatever. I think it's more just rumors and speculation that we're going to see the Fantastic Four fight a lot of their early villains. And Mole Man is the earliest one.
First one.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, that would be so much fun. I guarantee you a lot of people would not be opposed to that casting as well. Although Herbie is pretty cool, too.
Yeah. By the way, I want to just say the best role that I've seen him in, he's in Black Klansman as one of the Klan members, and he does a phenomenal job.
He's kind of a scary character, right? He definitely has that kind of quirkiness about him, which kind of makes you laugh at times, but he plays an ignorant character, as I remember. I haven't seen it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
you could say that.
That's an understatement. All right. You know what is not understated? Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. Hope you all had a great Star Wars day yesterday. Again, we were all probably in line or in a crowded comic book shop, which is good for the industry. But we got other things going on. And this one is the next thing. Joseph, take it away.
Yeah, we got a trailer this week during May the 4th for the Acolyte, which I have pronounced wrong almost every time that I've said it on streams and during conversations. And I always put L's where they're not supposed to be, but I said it right this time, and I'm going to pat myself on the back. This show takes place during the High Republic, which is a few hundred years BBY. For you, those who don't know what BBY is, that is before the Battle of Yavin, which is what happens at the end of Star Wars A New Hope, and that is how Star Wars chronology is tracked. So a couple of hundred years, I think about 150 to 200 years somewhere between before the Battle of Yavin. We have a chance to see some characters from more current times. Obviously, Yoda was alive back then, and already a full-fledged Jedi, as well as Yaddle, Plo Koon. Can't think of any others off the top of my head, but several characters lived several hundred years and could be in this movie. Not only that, but we will certainly be seeing characters from the comic books because they have definitely focused on the High Republic in the last couple of years.
That's the most exciting part about this, the connectivity that they have, especially them launching the High Republic books. Your wife made a comment. Explain, please.
Okay, so Yaddle, there was a time that we were talking about different, I think it was when Grogu first came on, and I was like, well, yeah, there are other characters of Yoda's species like Yaddle. And she looked at me and she's like, there's no character that you're what? That can't be true. There's no Yaddle. That's not. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's like a female character of Yoda's species, and she's a Jedi too. And she just would not believe me. And I was like, look it up. And she does this thing where if I tell her to look something up, she's like, no, you're just making me look it up for no reason. It doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. But Yaddle is a real character.
You could actually you find out how Yaddle dies in Tales of the Jedi.
Spoiler.
Did I just spoil that?
He did a little bit.
Shit.
Oops.
Yeah, no, you could anyways, there's a great episode about Yaddle. In Tales of the Jedi that was in the first season. It's a short watch. It's totally worth watching. It's great. Doku, et cetera, et cetera. I'll tell you what, Yaddle talks way better than Yoda does. We need to get to the bottom of that. But anyways, we're off track again. The Acolyte, very excited about this. They're touching upon the fact that maybe that the Jedi Order was not as good as we all thought it to be. So it's a murder mystery of some sort. It looks really dark. The big bad here again it's hard to see on this image. We tried our best, everybody. We did, but it's a little dark, but he's got looks like he's got some zippers. He or she has some zippers going on the mask, but also looks like Kylo Ren as well. So I'm excited. I'm still catching up on the Bad Batch final season. I have 3 or 4 more episodes to go. I know it's from what I hear, it's a heartbreaker. So that's where I am, but I'm very excited for this, Joe. I know you are as well.
Yeah, and I got to watch that trailer with the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, Alex, aka Collecting Dude, right after we went to Chinatown for dinner after Philly Fan Expo. And while we were waiting for our food to come out, he said, "Yo, we got to watch the trailer."
Hell yeah. And a fun fact about the Collecting Dude, he has 472 lightsabers. Each of them are unique in themselves. So he has
you say that as a joke, but he's got 17 official lightsabers, like nice ones.
We could have continued on with the 472. That would have been fun. But anyways. All right, and then moving on. We got 2 things actually 3 more things to talk about right here. 2 out of the 3 are actually all of them are very exciting. Let's be honest here. We have a new segment coming up that we need your help with, okay? Here's how it's going to work. In the corporate world, which Joe and I are part of, because the Canon is a big corporate machine, huge corporate machine. In our meetings with how many people? Our board meetings, like 20 or 30 people. We do a thing called popcorn, right? Let's popcorn to the next person, where the person talking about a subject gets to decide who that next person is. Okay, remember this, popcorn. We are going to introduce right here the Comic Book Canon popcorn. What this is all about is not eating popcorn. No, you do not need to eat. But again, the corporate definition is the current speaker chooses the next person to give an update, the one who speaks next. Think about it like passing the mic. So what we're going to ask you all to do in 1 minute or less, we want your name, your social handle, where you live, 1 fun fact about you, first issue in your collection, what the hobby means to you now, who you're popcorning to. Okay, you don't have to remember all this because we will have an IG post, an Instagram post. And if you want to be part of this community building fun time, comment with even just an emoji. Joe and I will pick someone at random to start. We will DM that person, and then that person will create the video and then popcorn to the next person who is on the list. Again, this is going to be a lot of fun. It's getting to know people. This is not like a jokey joke kind of thing. It's like seriously community building. And
sure,
Joe and I take pride in the fact, like, again, we talk very highly about ourselves, but we take pride in the fact that this is a kind of a community-centered show, and we want to continue to build that. So this right here is going to be a lot of fun. Look for that post tonight after the show. Again, it's going to be fun, and again, we're going to get tighter as a community. So yes, leave your comments in there. It's going to, let us know what you think about that. We're also open to any ideas that you guys may have you want to see in the show. Moving on, we have a specific episode update. We will not have the judge tonight, everybody. Dan De La Torre will not be our judge here because he is off gallivanting with a bunch of celebrities. Mickey, a.k.a. Swaggelhass. So he is off tonight. His gavel is off to the side, and nobody else will hold that gavel because, again, it's his gavel. None of us are judges. Joe, I just hope he's not charging us. He's taking from that retainer.
Yeah, no. I did specifically talk to him. Nights that he has off and does not appear on camera or behind the scenes, he does not. He's not charged. We're not.
Listen, Joe and I are great on-camera personalities, but we are also executives, okay? And sometimes you got to lay the hammer down or the gavel. And Joe laid it down on the judge because we can't be taken advantage of. We're nice guys, but no. Right. We're hardcore executives, co-CEOs, as you shall say. Yo, I like this right here. Your wife just set me up for the Read Your Comics t-shirt. Yeah, you can get this at CNGO's website. The link is down below. A variety of of fun comic related products and as well as comic book canon swag. So check it out. Thank you, Shelby. All right. Now, the moment you may all have been waiting for this news segment, Joe. I mean, I know you are. I am. And this person here is very deserving of becoming a correspondent on the canon. Especially, it's kind of a sore subject. We gave it some time to breathe. We lost our correspondent who saved the canon. We're going to talk about where that statue will be placed. But but this person has some very large shoes to step into.
True.
So before we officially introduce this member of the canon, we want you to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends. Again, we are the most popular live show on YouTube, the most popular thing on YouTube, and we just want to get bigger because we're growing an empire and we want you to be part of it. All right, so Joe, I don't know, I feel like the preamble to this momentous occasion, I don't think I did a good enough job. Do you want to try real quick?
Yeah. I think that we brought Chet on. He really grew on us. We at first were contractually obligated to give him portions of the show, and he went above and beyond, and he stole all of our hearts, viewers and canon crew members alike. And he really he did his part. He did more than his part. He made sacrifices, and we didn't want to immediately have another correspondent, but it seemed like it was time. We're obviously still going through the lawsuit and everything, but we needed to move on at the canon and bring someone on. So who better to do so than?
Let's not name names. Let's not name names. Let's reveal it in the video that was produced here. The high quality production here. Please welcome the newest member to the canon, our correspondent.
Hello, fellow comic book canonites. This is Josh's Comics 01. You're probably wondering what this video is going to be about. Well, this is about a fellow co-host who gave his life for us, Chester G. Pop. I will be filling in for Chet, but this time we're talking nothing but rumors on the current state of MCU, DCU, and any other movies that are coming out. I hope you enjoy this segment, and I hope I can make Chet proud for what I'm about to do. Jeff, Joe, thank you for allowing me to do this. And to all of my fellow comic book canonites, I hope you enjoy this segment. Feel free to leave any questions for the next episode, because starting next week, Josh's Comics 01 will be around.
Everybody, please give a warm welcome to our correspondent, Josh's Comics. Josh!
What is going on, everybody?
Congratulations. Comic books, read back, board, and repeat. You can get that shirt down below as well. CNGO website. Josh, we are so happy to have you here. We are so thrilled. You've been in the comments proving your worth in terms of being the Adam Schefter of the canon. Now you are officially in that role. You are our Hollywood insider. You are the news editor. Obviously, you report to the editor-in-chief of news, which is Joe.
Absolutely.
He can get, if you want to fly off to Antarctica to do a news story, Joe has to approve it. Okay.
I do.
Yeah. So he is your boss, but yeah, very happy to have you here.
Will you guys pay for the ticket and everything?
Oh, yeah. It's covered.
This is a monster corporation. You got all the benefits. You got the 401k. Come on, Josh. Act like you've been there. We know you have. But here's the deal. We want you to give a warm welcome to yourself to accompany the wonderful video that you were part of. So please take it away. What will you be delivering to our canon crew here?
So we're going to talk about every and anything. Any rumors that pop up regarding any movie news, I'm going to be covering. And we're going to probably do maybe a follow-up. I don't want to do too many spoilers, because I know some people don't like that. So I'll have to, of course, talk to my editor-in-chief, and we'll have to talk about that.
That's fair.
But
that's fair. Again, what's going to be happening here again, because it's kind of in conjunction with Josh's Comics 01. You have your own brand as well, which again we had to negotiate. You are allowed to keep that brand. So all the spoiler stuff, we are going to kind of direct you back over to your website or your YouTube link. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we'll talk, like I said, a little bit about the rumors, and then if I end up having some more insider news, say if I call Kevin up at Marvel and I say, yo, what's the 411 on this? Right. And he's going to tell me, like I said, we'll drop a little bit of hints about what's going on. But if you come over to my channel, then you get the full 100% accurate rumored news.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat, because we have right now what usually will happen for every episode. You will join us during the news. That is your segment. You will say goodbye. That's the end of my segment right here, because what you do is you go back to that typewriter, you go back to those phones, and you're on the beat again for next week, building up stories after stories after stories, pitching things, et cetera, et cetera. But this is a special night because you're going to be here for the whole show.
100%. I'm here.
Absolutely. We are very excited again. I cannot even express to you how excited we are about this. But our next thing that we normally do after the news is we say hello to everybody before Ask Joe and Jeff and maybe Josh. So get those questions in the comments now. And now we're going to say hello to everybody like Nukes Comics. What's happening, hot stuff? How are you doing, Nukes? Yes, T-Shoe, another bald but bearded man, sensing a trend. That's true. Josh has way more hair than Joe and myself. Let's be honest.
True, that's true.
I don't understand. Josh's earmuffs, I guess they want you to have better headphones. I don't know, but that's what you do. Again, it's drowning out the noise because right now the phones are ringing off the hook. The news is out. People want to get their clients on the Canon. They're coming.
I got people banging on my window right now, trying to get my autograph. It's insane, guys.
We knew this would happen. That's why we hired extra security for you, led by Dog the Bounty Hunter. Joe, such a great get last week at Back That Comic Fest. Spider Dude, congratulating you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
We got Immortal Scruffy congratulating you too. Jordan Norrie, look at this. You're here as well. Anyways, we just mentioned Shelby is here. We just mentioned where the shirt is. Link is down below. Read your comics. Don't steal your comics, etc., etc., etc. Who else do we have? Dan De La Torre is in the house, but he is hanging out with celebrities right now. He cannot, again, he's the judge. He better not be charging us for this. Josh, always like what you say. Hit that like button. Who else? We got Raw Dog Comics. I worked all day, no free comic books. Well, we hope that your local comic shop saved you some. Dr. Plagueis, again, we'll bring that up again. We got Nikita Kare. Tony Trombetta in the house. We are going to be taking a look at that May book. Tony, you did it again. Well done. I just burped, just letting you know that. I said hello to T-Shoe. Who else? We got a great bunch of people here tonight, I have to say. Anyways, congratulations, Josh. So right now, it's a little segment that we do. We're not ready. I don't know, Josh, if you have anything off the top of your the bat here to ask. We don't see any Ask Joe questions. And guys, we have to wait a minute.
Well, we haven't said the thing yet.
My fiance is here. By the way, guys, we're gonna tease this again, Joe. Shelby and Alicia will be having we're adding a bunch of new segments, actually. I'm just realizing this. But Shelby and Alicia it's not going to be, not necessarily recurring, but they will be very helpful to your spouses, your significant others. I'm telling you right now. So we all appreciate Shelby and Alicia, but you guys will appreciate them even more. All right. So we do this little thing each and every week where you have an opportunity to ask Joe and Jeff, maybe Josh too. I don't know. So why don't we just do the wonderful jingle? Ask Joe
and Jeff.
And me as well. So we don't have Dan. Dan usually has a lot of live questions. We do have Josh. Josh, is anything on your mind to get everybody to kickstart Ask Joe and Jeff, maybe Josh?
Joe and Jeff, what were the top 3 books that you picked up on Free Comic Book Day for this year?
Oh,
Ooh, are you talking about specifically?
Specifically Free Comic Book Day books, not deals or other books, just the 3 ones that you guys picked up.
So I have not read any of them yet. Now, I do have one that I'm the most excited for, and that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, because as we've been talking about, they are rebooting Turtles, starting with issue number 1. Jason Aaron's writing it, and this is a preview to that. So I'm really excited to read that when I get a chance to. I would say that's the number 1. Is there a 2 and 3 for me?
How about we give timeout? Let's go around like we normally do. So, Josh, did you get anything?
I did. I picked up quite a few. I guess I'll show you guys one of them. So, my store was interesting. They had from this year, but they also had from previous years. And I'm gonna say those are the fresh gets. But I picked up this cool Devil's Ring. I know it's a bit late. I know it happened a few years ago, but I'm happy to read this. So I would say maybe, you know what? Barkland Asylum.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a first appearance of Jester. That's the Joker's dog. So
nice.
I'm not saying it's gonna be like a $5,000 book, like, you know, Hawk 181 or anything, but who knows?
Hey, you never know. All right, so it's my turn. I only got 1 book. I didn't go to, again, I went to Zaps. So hopefully my LCS saved me some, because I did have a few that I did want. But thank you, Dr. Plagueis. Anybody? Any guess?
I already know what it is.
Okay, yeah, I know what it is.
Let me just reveal it. Well, actually, no. The 2 of you say it on the 3, 2, 1, then say it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Energon Universe.
Say Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, Josh, you got it wrong.
Yeah,
I did want the Ultimate Spider-Man, but this is what I got. I was on the lookout for a few things, and no, but I'm excited to read the Energon thing. It's got Transformers, Void Rivals, and G.I. Joe, which is all Energon. I love it, guys. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Heck yeah.
That's a song I just made up. So yeah, timeout. Where? Okay, why? Okay, yeah, big screen. Yeah, Pope and Chili Town. You never have to apologize. Only when you apologize, right? Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm late. You never have to apologize for being late, but you do have to apologize for apologizing. Why is Chet back?
He's not. It's Josh. Come on.
Look, I understand, Chet was very handsome and good looking, but you it's hard to confuse both of us like that,
Yeah, Chet has more hair.
Exactly.
He did. Absolutely. Anyways, we're going to move on. That's just very juvenile of Mike. Let's be honest.
I'm here to represent. I mean, I know you guys have your hats on, but I'm here to show that bald is beauty.
But I have my CNGO hat.
Do me a favor, Jeff.
All right.
Leave the hat on, please.
Let's move on. Thank you. Let's move on to the real questions here. Not to say that y'all didn't have any real ones, but this is a real one right here, because I forgot to do something that Paul Bond came up with, and it's a great idea that we may have to do for next week, if I remember, or all of us remember. Nukes Comics wants to know, ask Joe, CBC, which Nightcrawler storyline would you greenlight for an MCU movie?
Yo, I would love to see a Nightcrawler origin story of his time in the Bavarian circus. Like that actually sounds way cooler. And I know it would probably take a while. Like, they would probably have to do some X-Men movies and then like do a prequel, a prequel origin story movie. It's not like that would be like the first thing, but yeah, they could totally do that, and I would love it. That is the number one thing I would like to see. But if we're talking about like an adaptation of the comics, I think I mentioned this recently. I don't know if it was here or somewhere else, but the run is called The Amazing X-Men, and it is a Nightcrawler focused X-Men run. I want to say it was from like the early 2010s, maybe about 10 years ago it came out, maybe even more recent than that, I forget. But yeah, Amazing X-Men, that run, it's got a lot of like dimension jumping with a lot of those little Banff creatures and stuff like that. Banff. So yeah, I'd love to see that.
Obviously, I'm not a diehard Nightcrawler fan as you are. I do love me some Nightcrawler, absolutely. I want to know what's the smell he leaves behind when he goes Banff?
Brimstone.
I want to know why that's the case. That's not enough to really support a film. But I also want to know what they recently touched upon too, about his true origin and what it was originally. I guess it was Chris Claremont who wrote that in terms of where he came from, et cetera, et cetera. That's a bit complicated, I would say, or maybe not, because we got exposed to Nightcrawler in X-Men 2, as well as what was it? Was it First Class?
First Class, yeah, First Class.
So maybe we could just again reboot that whole thing. I would love to see that as well. Josh, real quick, what do you think?
I agree with Joe in origin story. I'm not the biggest Nightcrawler guy, but I don't know if he'll be introduced in the new X-Men movie, so he'll be like one of the first teammates, or if he'll be like kind of like X2, they'll find him along the way. So I think, a good movie, or even having a solo Disney Plus show where each episode features on a new character, something like that.
That's agreed, 100%. Just we're all excited for the MCU to bring in the mutants, which they technically already have, I guess, with Miss Marvel. Spoiler. Okay, I did it again.
And Namor.
What's that?
And Namor.
And you more what?
And Namor.
Oh, Namor. I thought you said and me more.
Me more.
Me more too. By the way, C to G, welcome. I have a question though. What was for dinner tonight? What did you cook? All right, here we go. Next up, Tony Trombetta. Ask Joe. No, Jeff. Thanks, buddy. What was the best moment of your 5-day 20% off extravaganza claim sale?
Yeah, so there wouldn't be Jeff there because you didn't do that this week.
I just like to be included.
What was the best moment? That's a tough question. I would say, I sold one real big book. I sold a couple actually like real big books, but one bigger than the rest. I sold a second printing of TMNT #2. And anytime you sell a big book, that's a win. I actually traded for that book too. So that's always nice when you're not really into it for any dollar amount per se. And you get a nice big old sale. So yeah, shout out to the buyer on that one.
That's a nice little, again, I root for you, by the way. I just want to let you know. And I don't always make every claim sale, but I want it to always be successful. Just want to say that. Just want to say that. Next up, we have Immortal Scruffy. I love this question. I'd like to hear Joe's and Josh's answer, and I need to think about it a little bit. Ask Joe and Jeff, and Josh maybe. What storyline should X-Men 97 do next? As Paul says, it could be X-Men 98, but who knows?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Really good one.
Ooh, I got a good one. And I think this again is something that I mentioned recently on here. I've been rooting for Phantom X.
You have actually.
New X-Men run. I would love to see, honestly, not even just that, but just anything from that Grant Morrison New X-Men run. I would love to see that on the small screen in animated form. They could do a lot of really cool things with that.
I like that a lot. I have one that I really like. I don't know. Do you want Josh? Do you want to go first?
Nah, why don't you go ahead? Because mine's kind of like a what if.
Okay. Now with X-Men 97, it seems like they know who these mutants are, right? The world knows the X-Men. They know of Cyclops and all that. But is there a way that they could actually spin off and do X Factor, the original X Factor? How they were just this team of they were poised as this team that fights against mutants, but they were actually the original mutants. And I would love to see that. I just don't know how they would hide their powers and all that stuff. I don't know if that would make much sense, but I would like to see kind of like that kind of they work for it looks like they work for the government, but they don't. They're there to help the fellow mutants and things like that. So I thought that was I mean, back in the 80s, that must have been like mind blowing for people who first heard that. But I would like that kind of angle. Josh, anything on your end?
So hear me out. What if What if the ending leads into Deadpool and Wolverine?
By the way, you're bringing in your Adam Schefter.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying if it's gonna happen, but in the trailer, this Wolverine let down his entire world. And from what I understand, they want to do more of the animated shows like X-Men. I heard Spider-Man might come back. Might do like Spider-Man 94 or something like that. But anyway, what if that Wolverine that we're seeing now, those events carry over, and that's a Wolverine. Wolverine 97 is the Wolverine in Deadpool.
That'd be dope. That would be freaking
now
awesome.
the only it would be cool, but it'd be sad because like obviously we wouldn't get a continuation,
right?
So we'll have to see.
Unless they fix things and make it possible for there to be a continuation.
Well, then again, in the movie, Deadpool and Wolverine could potentially time travel, go back, like you just said, fix it, and then boom, you can have more seasons. X-Men 98, 99.
From all indications, it looks like they're prepared for the next season from all of the showrunners that have been talking, or the showrunner and the former showrunner, executive producers and things like that. However, who knows? Who knows? But Josh, I love that theory, and that's what you bring to the canon.
Hang on.
That is what you bring to the canon. So everybody, you just witnessed that. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends. We're moving on to the next question. Ask Joe to answer some of these daily questions Jeff has been posting. Look, if they're annoying, we can stop doing it. And that's
they're great, and I love watching them, and I love thinking about it. And sometimes I do respond.
You do, yeah.
But I do every once in a while. Not everyone, but if I have something good to say, I say it.
You've had quite a few actually, but not everybody's required. You don't have to watch it, nor do you have to respond to it. But again, if it gets too much, are we bombarding you? It's fine. I can stop. My feelings will be hurt. But yeah. Anyways, that's not true. Moving on. Next Friday, Joe is having a PCH sale.
Nope.
All PCH.
That's not true. I am just doing a big Golden Age sale, but it is not 25% off.
Okay, moving on. We'll get away from that. Ask Joe, just Joe. By the way, I do have a psychology degree, but ask Joe. My therapist says 43 copies of Thunderbolts #1 is too many. Should I fire him?
My answer is absolutely. Why would you? There's no limit to the number of Thunderbolts #1s you can have. Ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, no, I think you should collect all of the ones that have ever been produced ever in the world, even the ones that went in the trash can by accident. Start digging through those where do they put all the trash? Out in the ocean or something, on a barge or something like that. Make it happen. Make it happen, because we want you to have all of the copies ever produced of every Thunderbolt issue. That is the goal. Moving on. Dr. Plagueis. # Ask Joe and Jeff and Josh. That's more of a statement than a question, but he does have a question. Ask Joe and Jeff and Josh, what is a long-term goal for your collecting or content creating?
All right. So for collecting, I have some couple attainable grails that I would really love to have. They are Amazing Fantasy 15, Chamber of Chills 19, and gosh, I forget the number now. I believe it's Batman 48. I think it is first Two-Face. Those are hashtag goals right there. I instead of first Two-Face, I would settle for World's Finest #3 for Scarecrow. They're kind of my top 2 Batman villains. So yeah, those books, as far as collecting goals, completing those runs, at least the ASM run, the Chamber of Chills run, Batman run's not gonna be completed ever, but that's okay. As far as content creating, honestly, I don't necessarily lay out goals for myself with that. Obviously, get more followers, do more conventions, get bigger collections, sell more books, just in vague terms. But I try to keep things as fun as possible. This isn't my full-time job. Comic books aren't my full-time job or anything. It's a hobby. It's a hobby that I try to, have fund itself, and it's a hobby that, I really care about a lot. But it is, as far as like specific goal setting, I try to keep it a little bit more loose, continue to work towards the things that I want, and really just try to continue to put out regular content. I try to put at least one post on Instagram a day, whether it's as simple as, hey, I'm having a claim sale tonight, check us out at 8:00. Here's some books, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, this is what I picked up today. Or, hey, here's a cool fact. Here's something in my PC, whatever it may be. Try to post at least one thing on Instagram every day. And that just kind of keeps it flowing for me, but yeah, I don't have any like set in stone goals for that, but good question.
Josh,
for collecting goals, Batman's first villain appearances in the Rogue Gallery. Now I'm not as rich as Joe, so like I gotta kind of scale it back. So like I'm going for Silver Age appearances. Obviously I feel like if I could ever hold a Detective Comic 27 in my hands, not own it, just hold it, I'd be complete. I could die happy. But yeah, collecting, Rogue Gallery first appearances, and then just continue to collecting what I love. As for content creating, I mean, I don't really have any goals for that. I love posting with everybody, and I love showing off my books. I love doing the YouTube videos on my channel. And I just it's not even, I don't need to even, I could have 20,000 followers and make money from it, but it wouldn't matter to me because I just want to show what I buy and just be a part of the hobby with you guys. Like this to me, like this is the best part of my life. Like this hobby, I've met some really great people. So I'm just here for the ride and just to have fun.
That's a great perspective and approach to that as well. I'll say I don't have many long-term collecting goals. I would like to start getting into original artwork. But the things for me are like the books that mean the most to me. Like, like personally too, like, sure, I would love to have an Amazing Fantasy 15. I would not like to go bankrupt getting it though. Like I have other financial goals that I need to obtain, to support a family. My daughter is like soon to be stepdaughter, building, we're adding on, doing an addition to the house. So that keeps me grounded in terms of those long-term goals. What means the books that mean, things to me, such as like this Incredible Hulk right here, 388, this one signed by Stan Lee, this one that Joe gave me right here. These mean something to me, right? So I do know that the next on my list will be a G.I. Joe #1, which was the first big book I bought when I was a kid. I spent $20 on it. I was like blown away. So that right there. In terms of content creating, I think Joe's seen it firsthand. I know Josh has just come on board as our correspondent, and very grateful for that. But I try to make the show as great as it possibly can. I am working hard to improve quality. And again, it's not we don't make money off of this. So usually it's Saturday and Sundays I spend doing this, and I could do that now. I have time to do that. I don't know what's going to happen when I'm married, but like, I love doing this and I love coming up with ideas. And literally a lot of the times we're late is because I'm still trying to piece together this thing that we're going to roll in, So I love doing this. I love getting the community talking. I love being part of the community. And I think my content creating goal is to continue to up level, continue to learn, because this is what I do for a living as well with other companies, but I don't do it on my own. I have people taking care of graphics. I have people editing. I have, directors of photography and things like that. So it's been a lot of learning for me, and I'm very grateful for that. So right there, we had a kind of a serious moment for the three of us. Let's not go so serious, because this is a very important question, right, Joe?
Yeah. How many Dazzler 1s should a guy own? 10 million.
No,
I own 400, over 400 at one point. I've sold a bunch of them off. I still have a bunch of them though. So
that was a good find though, like especially with what could happen with Dazzler, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this. I didn't really raise I didn't raise the price at all when rumors started happening. they just started selling faster. I was selling one or maybe a few here and there, and then the rumors happened, and suddenly I was selling a lot of them, and it slowed down again. I still have a lot left. I'm gonna start putting them up in claim sales again.
Yeah, if that happens, it's gonna. Yeah, anyway.
It's okay. I was into them for very little. I'm at a profit already, so it's not like I overbought. I tried to make sure that I was careful with it, that I didn't buy so many that I was gonna lose out. But
I think the question is, how many X-Men 130 should you own technically? Is that her first appearance?
That's the better book. That's the better book. Yeah, that's a little bit tougher to get and doesn't move as much with FOMO stuff because it's already a pretty expensive book because it's an early Claremont, second Kitty Pryde, second Emma Frost, first Dazzler. But yeah.
All right, here's the deal. We have one more question. Then we have a brand new segment that we forgot to tease. It is our product review, actually, that we do. We're going to start doing product reviews. They're not going to be weekly, but we will start doing product reviews. We have a product coming up. We're not going to let you know how we feel about it either way. But we're going to roll that after we finish this segment. And this is the last question for our good friend, Tony Trombetta. Ask Joe, Jeff, and Josh, who would you cast as the new Wonder Woman in James Gunn's DCU? I have not put any thought into this, by the way, so this is going to be tough for me to answer.
I saw the comments. I already got my pick. You guys want me to show you?
You already got your pick? All right, well, you go first, Josh.
Time out. You got to give us a heads up.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Is that Alexander Daddario?
Yep.
That's not a bad pick right there.
I would literally watch her in anything, so that's fine by me.
I don't know, guys. I don't freaking know.
It's tough because for real, Gal Gadot was really good in the role.
She's good.
So you gotta think whoever they're gonna cast, obviously it's gonna have to be late 20s, early 30s. Because Superman's gonna be kind of young. I'm imagining Bruce is gonna be, since he has Damian, he's gonna be in his 30s, mid 30s. So Wonder Woman's gonna have to be the same range. I picked her because I think if she, and here's the funny thing about Gail is she didn't even have to bulk up. I mean, she's kind of, almost the same build.
Yeah, and she's tall. You got to be tall.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
but you can fake that. You can fake if somebody's an excellent actress. You can fake tall. Not a problem.
Yeah, I guess so.
The problem, I don't know. I
would have said 5 years ago, Gina Carano. If I said her name right. Gina from Mandalorian. Yeah, from Mandalorian.
Chops, though.
She's not a good actor.
Guys, she doesn't need to be. What she got to do is hit people.
No, this is the problem.
We want good actors.
This was the problem with DC. We'll put anything out there, people will just watch it, right? No, we need a good actor, and I don't know who that is right now. So I got to get back to that question. It's a great question, Tony. Joe, do you have anybody?
Man, that's tough. I mean, I can think of people that I think would do a great job, but they don't look the part. Or I can think of people that look the part, but I'm like, on the acting.
Do both. Do one for somebody who looks the part and somebody who doesn't.
You know what? I'm gonna think on this. Maybe later in the show I'll pop back, but I want to get someone really good who I really think will do a good job.
I have to do the same as well. So great question right there. And with that, we are going to end the segment called Ask Joe and Jeff.
And Josh.
That was good. That was excellent. Outstanding. All right. So again, we're teasing this new, by the way. Yes, Danny. Congratulations on the engagement, by the way, too. Josh is the new member. He is our editor-in-chief of the news. He reports directly to Joe, who is the editor-in-chief. All right, we'll hit this real quick. Do you think Disney will ever buy the rights back to Spider-Man? I'm going to go real quick. That'll be at least $4 billion, literally, because there's so many characters. Disney is not doing great financially. So in the near future, no. Joe.
Do I think it'll happen eventually? Yes, but just like Jeff said, is it going to happen in the next year, 2 years, 3 years? Probably not. Probably not.
Josh.
I don't know, because you got to think, if Miles Morales comes in and Spider-Man popularity keeps going up, Sony might ask for even more money, and I don't know if Disney will ever have enough money. So
I agree.
It's kind of
here's what has to happen first, realistically. The last Miles movie has to come out, which I think is a two-parter, if I'm remembering. No, the recent one was a two-parter.
It's one
you
more.
You talking about Into the Spider-Verse, Miles?
Beyond the Spider-Verse, yeah.
It's one more. It's one more.
Beyond the Spider-Verse has to come out. It seems like they're doing another Tom Holland trilogy, so there's another 3 movies, and Tom Holland is going to definitely be in, the Avengers, Kang Dynasty, or whatever it's called now, Secret Wars. So we're looking 6-7 years out from that,
and it's just going to continue to grow in terms of the property value. Like at this point, it's beneficial for all. It's beneficial for the MCU, whatever agreement that they have. It's beneficial for the MCU or Disney. It's beneficial for Sony, and it's beneficial for the fans. The thing that is not good is that Sony goes, you know what? Everybody wants to see a jackpot movie. Let's make a jackpot movie.
Well, you guys didn't even touch on Craven getting pushed back to December.
We didn't even. It was not on our radar. That's why we hired you.
We hired you for a reason.
It got pushed back to like December 19th, and it was supposed to come out in September or something. But it's probably gonna get pushed back again. So who cares? I mean,
don't. Who here has hopes for that? Especially after Madam Web. There you go. That Josh says it all with that face. All right, moving on. Again, we are teasing this new segment that we're going to actually roll this new segment. We do product reviews here at the Cannon. If you have a product you'd like us to review, please suggest it to us in the Instagrams or in the chats or whatever. But right here, we are doing a product review on a company called Crafty Comics. You're going to learn all about it right now. Check it out.
Comic Book Cannon Review.
Here we are, Cannon Crew, with a review of Crafty Comics. You may be asking yourself, who is Crafty Comics? Well, I'm here to tell you. According to Crafty Comics, they make customizable museum-quality displays for those who collect a little bit of everything. We're talking raw, graded, magazine, and sports cards. Now, with that being said, do they live up to the hype? Well, I'm going to answer that too. Right here is the flex frame to display raw books in. It has different options for color backgrounds. As you can see, I've chosen black here. There's also 2 different ways to hang your display, vertically or horizontally. Next, I have my graded display. This is the UV Flex display and comes with similar features to the flex frame. And finally, for my collection, I have the XL Flex display to display my magazine format books. This wonderful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 4. I have to say the quality is top-notch, the assembly is rather easy, and it displays exceptionally well. The only knock I have on this is that I did have trouble hanging it, but that can be said for any traditional picture frame. Overall, I'm loving these frames and will continue buying them. Go on and support not only a great product in Crafty Comics, but also Dan and team are great members of this wonderful comic book community. This product is the Canon seal of approval!
Comic Book Cannon Review.
Yep, there we go. It's been a while. It's been on the back burner. We made it happen. And guys, no bullshit. We'll call a product out if it sucks. I love this product. I absolutely encourage, if you guys are looking for any kind of wall mounting displays, they're UV coated, et cetera, really do love it. This is the big boy right here that's housing my Turtles number 4. It's got the wood background right there. But yeah, I don't know if anybody has any questions they want to put in the chat about Crafty Comics, but check it out. Well worth the time. Josh, what do you think about our new review segment?
Yeah, awesome. That was, I took those pictures like 45 minutes ago. But thanks for putting that together so quickly. I do recommend that you do not put your comic books into blenders.
Or using a dust buster for your comic books either.
If you want to know more about Crafty Comics, yeah, that too. We had Dan on as a guest at one point. So if you type in Comic Book Canon and then like Crafty, I'm pretty sure that's craft with an I at the end.
It is.
Pretty sure that video should come up because Dan was a guest on the show. And yeah, we'll roll that old one. Check it out if you didn't watch that video back probably almost 2 years ago when he was on.
For sure. Josh, any comments? If not, we're gonna move on.
I think it looks cool. I want to check him out.
Check him out for sure.
Actually, you know what? Bring them. Try to get Dan. You said his name was back on the show.
I think we can do that. We can make that happen probably.
With some strings, yeah.
But again, if you guys have any suggestions on products you want us to review, we have a few in the pipeline right now that I'm thinking about. Joe, I'm sure, has some ideas, and Josh, editor, news editor, probably has some ideas too. So from that, we move on to the final segment of the night. I think it's the final segment. We're not skipping anything, are we?
No, we're good.
Because we have to announce. Okay, guys, we have to announce our winner of April. We have to announce the May book, and then we have a lot of books to get into because we are just starting off on May right now. How does that feel? We're almost in summertime.
Woo!
Frank the Tank. Anyways, that's terrible. Moving on. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. But we do the segment. We do Paul Bond. You're right. Okay, I don't know how we got a lot going on, Paul, because we have the popcorn thing going on, and then we do need to do the Nightcrawler challenge. Can we hold off not this week but the next week? Is that a possibility? Because Paul sent in something just outstanding, and we're gonna have to ask the whole community to build upon that. So, Paul, let's do it next week, not this week. We got the popcorn challenge. Again, if you don't know what the popcorn challenge is, it's popcorn. It's you're anyways, we'll post that on Instagram. Be on the lookout. We don't have time for this. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Moving on, Josh, we do a segment every week, and it always slips the mind. I don't know what it's called. Joe, can you help me out, please?
You know what? I'm forgetting the name now too. So I think I'm going to throw things down to our new correspondent, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name of this segment, Josh?
If I'm remembering correctly, I think I wrote it down. I got a ton of notes here I've been taking for all the rumors and talking to everybody at DC and Marvel. But I believe it's Fresh from the comic book shop.
That's correct. Fly from the Press and Salon. We ask you, the fine viewers, each and every week to send in your fresh gets, and you never disappoint. That's right. Fresh gets can be 2 days old. They can be 30 years old, but as long as they're fresh in your collection, they are technically fresh gets. And with those fresh gets, you can win a monthly prize just by submitting. You're sharing with the community, but you're also submitting to win a monthly prize courtesy of our good friends at EGS and Spider Dude Comics. That's right. It's wonderful, wonderful slab. We're going to be giving away this slab here, this beautiful slab here for April tonight. We will announce our winner, this Spider-Man number 7, the second print right here, 9.8. As you can see, the great thing about EGS and their slabs that you can get customized slabs with the label up top there. You got free graders notes, fast turnaround times. You can also save 5% using our code Canon5 at your order. Also, Spider Dude Comics. The link is down below. Please be sure to like, follow, subscribe to our fine partners. Honestly, they make Fresh from the Comic Shop that much better. We love this segment. We love community building, but they really are investing in it literally, and we could not have asked for better partners because they push this thing along. So you may be asking, hey, I do want to submit, but I want to really submit to try and win that book. Well, there's 3 pieces of criteria. 3 pieces. We're each going to do one. Josh, what's the first one? It's make it look.
It's gotta be a great shot.
Mm-hmm.
Great composure. Like, okay, well, I think I'm doing pretty good, but you know what I mean? It's gotta look great. You can't be at my grandmother's bathtub where you can see the mold and the fungus going out of her toenails.
That one you sent in, we refused to put on air. It was disgusting.
Exactly.
Okay, that's all you got for that? Yeah, well lit. Nice well-composed shot. Give it some depth of field. Have it relate to the book. Have fun with it. We say it all the time. Justin Raising Elms Comics does a fantastic job of that. Joe, second.
Now, Jeff, I'd love it if you took the second today, and I'll take the third.
Ooh, I like this. Okay. Because the second is something that we look for as well, which is unique. The book, send it a unique book. That'll help it along. That'll help it get in front of eyeballs. That will help it get in front of decision makers. A unique book does not mean it has to be $155,000, does it, Joe or Josh?
Oh, my.
That's too expensive. I mean, it's probably unique because it's so damn expensive. Not many people I know have a $155,000 comic book, do they? No.
I don't.
But unique could be a sketch that you got done for your daughter or something like that at a convention. Unique could be a book that was just a one-off from your best friend that just published a book. That's what unique can be. Something that we haven't seen at all, and that you're bringing to our attention. And the third piece of criteria, Joseph,
please tell us a story. Tug at our heartstrings. Theoretically, when you were a child and you were outside at recess and you're in school, you're waiting, you're watching the clock, you're waiting till that bell rings so you can go outside to recess. But you take a little detour before you go to recess. You need to grab something. You head to your locker, your school bag, wherever you keep your stuff from home, and you pull out the comic book that you just got off the shelf last week. You know what it was? It was an ASM 252, and you are so excited about the first appearance of Spider-Man wearing a very sleek black suit, looking good on the cover, swinging through New York City, looking like an homage to AF-15, but in the black suit, and you are so excited to show all your friends. You take it out to recess, and you're showing all your friends, yo, look at that. Oh, you guys are looking at that thing. You're passing it around. You're like, woo! And then all of a sudden, you get a little distracted. Your friend says, yo, you want to, go jump off the swings? And you're like, heck yeah, let's go, brother. And you go get on the swings. You put your comic book down. You're doing your jumps off the swings. And next thing you know, the wind has blown that book. And it blew that book right onto the spot where you are jumping off that swing onto the book. You step on it, you tear the cover right off. Oh, the centerfold's detached too. Half the pages are ripped. It's crumpled up. The book you just got last week that you were so excited about, yeah, guess what? It's a giant pile of crap now. In fact, maybe it fell in a pile of crap for all we know. That may have happened, but guess what?
What?
That was back in 1983 or 1984, whenever that book came out. And it's been decades. Yeah. You finished school, as hard as it was to get through that traumatic experience. You went off to college. You got a degree. You started working hard for the man, and you built your way up. And you started earning more and more dollars, and now you are middle class at best. And you know what? That's good enough to buy some comic books. And you went out and you said, you know what? I miss that ASM 252. I need to get that book back in my collection after all those years ago that I stepped on it, and it might have also been in some poop. I got to go find it. You go out to your LCS and they're on the wall. There's a nice sharp near mint copy. They got a nice price tag at $247.99 because this comic shop, they price to weird amounts. That is a weird amount. And you say, you know what? It's free comic book day. Store's got 10% off all their wall books. Let's pull the trigger. You get it for $226.84 after tax, and you are so stoked. You go home, you show your wife. Your wife says, I can't believe you spent that much money on a comic book. You're sleeping on the couch for 2 weeks, and you do not care because you have the book that you needed back. I went on really long with that. I apologize, but that was fun.
Do you know what was great?
What?
I don't think we've done one of these, a redemption story, because that was his fault.
Yeah.
That was he jumped off the damn swing set and landed on his book that he wasn't taking care of.
Yeah.
But he made adult money. He got the damn book back. And that right there, that pulls at our heartstrings. That feels good. That's a feel-good story. I don't care if you have to sleep on the couch for 2 weeks straight. I don't care. You got that book back. Tell us those types of stories, people, or other ones that are sentimental. And with that right there, we're just going to get right into it. Joe, that was an excellent job. And that takes a lot of pressure off of me. So we're going to have to start doing that much more often. Here we go. Again, get your Fresh from the Comic Shop t-shirts down at the link below. Cannon crew. Look at Josh right there. You get this gorgeous shirt as well. Comic books, bag, board, repeat. Because we all do that. All right, here we go, guys. So we got a lot to get through. We have, unfortunately, Josh, you did lose in the semifinals.
Yeah, I saw that.
But we are going to give this book away right here because, Josh, you lost 49%. Oh God, this is heartbreaking right here. Do I have this? I don't want to spoil it. Hold on. No, don't have it. But Josh, it was 25 votes to 26 votes. You lost to Nuke's Comments, which is 49% to 51%.
So I'm gonna let you know a little secret. Whenever I get nominated, I literally look at it every couple of hours and watch it change back and forth. And probably about maybe an hour or two before it went off, I saw that and I was like, all right, either somebody's gonna win by one and somebody's gonna lose by one. I knew that's what was gonna happen, and
we've had ties before too, though. We have had ties, so yeah. But again, so what happened was it was Nori Jordan versus Nuke's Comics. And guess what happened here, guys? You're not going to believe this. Well, you will because you're going to see it. It was 49%. Oh, wow. Sorry. It was 49%. Well, that's you, Josh. Anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Not bad. It was 49% to 51%.
Whoa.
38 votes for Nori. 39 for Nukes. Now, we've seen close votes like this before. We haven't seen it happen consecutively like this ever. So, congratulations to Nukes Comics. You have won this Spider-Man #7 second print, this beautiful EGS slab, courtesy of EGS and Spider Dude Comics. Everybody better be giving them a follow below. By the way, give a follow to our new correspondent, Josh. That link is down below as well, Josh's Comics 01, because Josh will be spoiling things that you don't want spoiled here on the news. So, get some eyeballs to that channel. Be sure to follow Josh's Comics 01. An incredible finish. Congratulations, Nukes. And here, do we have it? Usually we have, I don't know where it is. It's an ugly slate anyways. We have 4 winners for the year 2024, which will move on to the big book of 2024, which you don't know what that is yet, but that tournament, that 2024 tournament will be early next year. All right, so we're going to move on to our wonderful May book of the month, everybody. Here it is. Incredible Hulk #6, the Mr. Garcigan variant. Look at that thing. That looks
awesome.
It's so cool. That's a cool looking cover and a just as cool looking label. We love this so much. Thank you, EGS and Spider Dude Comics. Look at that cover. I've never seen that before, Joe. You haven't either, I think you said.
Yeah, really cool. I've seen covers similar to this. There was a Venom one with Venom 200, where if you zoom in, it's all small pictures of Hulk in
so cool
various. What's that called? Not a collage.
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking. It's not collage. I know what you're talking about, though. It's gorgeous here. But yeah, that Hulk. Goonish Lurker, hello, and thank you for commenting that Hulk cover is sick. Yes, it is indeed. Anyways, that's the May book of the month y'all are battling for, and this is the first week. Here we go. Let's just get into it. We have Josh's Comics here right now. What the hell? Where the hell? What is... Oh, I forgot to copy and paste. We're good, though, Joe. We're good. Josh's Comics. Look at this. The Mighty Thor #444, first appearance of Grunk, a parody of the Grinch. I was organizing my collection the last few days, and I came across this. At first, I thought, hey, I know that shadow, but it can't be, and I was kind of right. Grunk makes his first appearance, but he happens to be the Grinch of the variant for Marvel. Perhaps one day we'll see the villain take on the Avengers in live action. If done right, he could be more of a villain than Thanos and Kang. Enjoy this. Fresh from the comic shop. I certainly did. Now, that's all tongue-in-cheek, correct, Josh?
100%.
Thank you. What we're going to do right now, though, Josh, just show us one of your fresh gets right here, right now.
So, yeah.
Time out. Before you do, I have something to address because nobody ever has to apologize for being late. But Goonish Lurker, you were late and missed that Josh is actually our correspondent for the news. He is our news correspondent. We made the announcement earlier. You're going to have to watch on the rewind. 19 other million people probably know this, and you don't. No excuse for that, bud. No excuse. Don't apologize, though. Anyways, what do you got, Josh?
So my first fresh get is from Free Comic Book Day, and it's Absolute Power from DC. It's going to be a whole new. It's a prelude to the epic event, and if I'm not mistaken, I forget who's writing.
Is it Mark Waid?
I don't know if it's. I think it's Wade, maybe. No, it's Wade. My bad. I see his name at the bottom. So Mark Waid is doing a whole new event that's going to kind of, I guess, revamp DC again, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see how it goes because DC, and I have a feeling what they're going to do is they're going to revamp it in the way where some of the comics are going to be more suited towards James Gunn's films. From what I understand, he wants more of those. He wants all the comics, TV shows, video games, everything to be connected together.
Oh, interesting. So, okay. So they're gonna, because Star Wars does that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars has that interconnectivity with the cartoons, the shows, the films, etc., and the comic books.
He even said like any future video games that are coming out, they're going to be tied in and related to the DCU.
Because we did report, I don't know, last week or the week before that Absolute Power may turn into the ultimate version for DC, where they have their regular line and then their absolute line. I think that's what it was called, Joe, with Scott Snyder overseeing that. And Joe is particularly excited because that's one of his favorite writers. So I don't want to look at Pope. That's a relief. DC gets rebooted in almost 6 months. I mean, that's what I was trying to get at. I don't want another new 52. Can we just, anyways. So, and Nukes, I guess so. But I am interested, Josh, if that's the case. I think, Joe, you raised your eyebrow too. I'm definitely interested in something like that.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I mean, obviously, I think there should be connectivity. It just adds to more content. I don't think it should be like a necessary connectivity. I don't think it should be like, oh, you have to read the comics and watch the movies and watch the TV shows in order to understand things.
Star Wars does a good job with that. Yeah.
You don't really need to watch the comic or read the comics. The comics just are like, if you like this character, if you like this setting, if you like this storyline, here
a little bit more
expanded version of it.
No, for sure. Again, like, and where is it right here? No, New 52 wasn't bad. I didn't think it was bad at all. But I'm just tired of having to go through this every couple of years. Yeah. Like, let's let it continue, please. Let's do something. Let's have a plan, as Nuke said. All right, moving on, though. We are going to get right back into our next Fresh Get of the Week. And it's the return of Toby! Comic Toby. Look at those Fresh Gets right there. This is the first appearance of Taylor Swift, reimagined and reprinted as Dazzler in the Uncanny X-Men 130. She was throwing a ball with her bros from Star Wars because May the 4th was a rager and everybody woke up drunk on the floor the next day, Sunday. That's a lot going on right there, but I love that Comic Toby is back. That was a great Fresh Get right there. Joseph, your Fresh Get of the week, your first Fresh Get. What do you got?
Yeah, so you'll see these in a video I'm dropping tomorrow. I went to Philadelphia Fan Expo this week, which is the big Philly Con. And unfortunately, it is less and less comics every year. When I was going back when it was Wizard World 10 years ago, even less than 10 years ago, just pre-pandemic, I think I want to say 2018, maybe even 2019. I think 2018 was the last year I went, because I don't think I went 2019 because that was the year I bought my house and I was not really buying a lot of comics that spring and summer. But 2018. There were tons of comic vendors. This year, there were like literally 4, and this is a huge con.
Oh my God,
4 Comic-Con? Yeah, 4. Dude. Probably four comic vendors, and then a couple other like toy vendors and stuff that just happened to have comics. But it was like walls of Funko Pops and a couple of short boxes of comics. It is not a comic show; it's a pop culture show. Tons of celebrity appearances. Plenty of artists and writers. Jeff John was there. Andy Kubert was there. Stephen Platt was there, who doesn't do a lot of events. Really cool one. But anyway, I walked around. I was there for a couple hours. kept trying to buy something, but I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything that either.
You just wanted to spend money and you couldn't find it.
Yeah, like you go to a con, you want to spend money, you want to buy some stuff, whether it's for your personal collection or just sell. I did find a couple things though, and it took some hunting, but I got this book, and I did not know about this book until Paul Bond posted about it recently. He got an actual a really nice high grade copy. I think it was a file copy that he got, but this is not as nice, but it's still pretty decent. A solid mid grade book. This is Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies number 25, 1943. So some very early. Bugs Bunny's first comic book appearance is I think 1941, and his first appearance, in the like animated shorts was 1938. So this is only about 5 years into Bugs Bunny's existence. Really funny Halloween cover, great Golden Age art, Golden Age cartoony art with some awesome colors. Again, this book is over 80 years old, holding these colors so well. I feel like this is a Mark Leneker book all day.
Totally.
Yeah.
It presents so well.
Yeah.
Is there something going on in the bottom right corner there?
Right. Well,
yeah.
There's a little color break right there. I mean, I think it's probably
80 years old.
Yeah, it's a 4.5 to a 5.0.
It's great.
And interestingly enough, I had to look at this book. They had it priced kind of low, and I was wondering why. And it said on there, like where they had like a list of defects on the back on like a Post-it note, and one of them said, manufactured with only one staple. And I think they might have lowered the value of it, thinking that it was missing a staple. But in fact, this was 1943. This was during the metal shortage, rationing for World War II. And every copy that I looked up of this book had one staple in it.
Whoa.
So I think I got a good deal because they weren't aware that it was a one staple book.
I got to say, for that age, too, that book still looks amazing.
Yeah.
I mean...
It really does. No, everybody's congratulating you on that as well. Moving on, we have Raising Elm. Good work, though, by the way. Sorry, I didn't want to downplay that. I'm sorry. I apologize. We got Raising Elm. Howdy, comic fam, and happy Star Wars Day to you all. Saturday was one for the history books. We woke up to find a batch of droids beeping and booping on our kitchen table. Obi-Wan must have stopped by last night with a bag of goodies. Sounds like Christmas the way he's writing this. Is great. Midday, while Eli took a nap, my wife and I began working on a BD-1 Lego set with LED lights, which will make it come to life when we display it. After Eli woke up, we went and spent some time with his aunt and uncle, who just happened to be running a vendor booth at a convention in a neighboring town. While there, we picked up some nerdy goods. This copy of Star Wars Droids Unplugged, issue 1, being part of the haul. We all shared stories and laughs, and Eli almost shot his mom in the head with a Nerf gun. Also, drum roll, please. This was Eli's first convention. Had a ball. Damn good day. How did you all celebrate Star Wars Day? May the Force be with you always. Much love, comic fam. I love it. Again, take note, everybody. Justin somehow weaves a story with a great picture that is shot very well. So those are 3 pieces of criteria right there, and they all interplay with each other. Well done. All right, my first fresh get of the week. I'm just going to actually show my fresh gets quick because I had new free comic book day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not an even number, so we'll do 3 at first. I got all half off books here. I got Punisher War Journal number 6, the first meeting of Wolverine and Punisher. This is $6 right here. I got The Amazing Spider-Man number 5, which is the second appearance of Silk. This is a second print. I haven't seen second. I know it's not as much as the first print, but I hadn't seen second prints around, so I got that. I love
that book. That's an underrated book in my opinion.
It totally is. $250. And again, I don't know anything about the second prints. I didn't realize there was one. And then for $4, I got Avengers number 187. This is first Darkhold. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Darkhold, yeah, nice. $8.
Is it Origin of Darkhold?
No, I think it is. It's the first Origin or appearance.
Oh, Origin. Okay.
Yeah, because the first appearance of the Darkhold is Marvel Spotlight 4. It's the third appearance of Werewolf by Night and the first mention of the Darkhold.
Right. Okay. There you go.
So that might be the Origin because that's the part of the Dark Wanda
Yeah, look at her. She does not look healthy right there. I don't know if you
No, she got mental health issues.
But this is John Byrne here, so you know.
Wanda could turn me upside down any day.
Oh, that sounds kind of kinky. We're gonna move on really quick. There's no segue from that. We got Mike Hags. This is a good one, guys. I love this one. Going with a artist showcase and a Spider-Man Saturday set, I had the honor and privilege of getting this sketch done by the legendary Al Milgrom. You got my first 3 appearances of the spot signed by him as well. All back issues were $2. All Star Wars items were 30% off. I got like 10 free comics. My man was like, take whatever you want, plus my wife's haul earlier. Amazing free comic book day. Also, he got a picture with the man himself. I like this. Again, this is unique right here. Again, that's an Al Milgrom original sketch he did specifically for Mike. So I really like that. I think that's well done right there. All right, Josh, your second fresh get of the week. What do you got?
So, these are books that I recently I was organizing my collection. So I had these for a couple months now, but this I found I had a duplicate of, and I'm surprised I own the second copy. But Daredevil issue number 132. What happens to us would be the second appearance of Bullseye.
Nori Jordan would love that.
He probably already has 100 copies of this besides Thunderbolts number 1. But I absolutely love this cover. I feel like Bullseye is just a very underrated and undervalued character. I know his first appearance goes pretty high, but same thing with his second. I just think it's a great cover. Frank Miller, if I'm not mistaken. No, Miller didn't come in until like 48, right? 148.
First Frank Miller, not quite sure. Let me look at
Frank Miller cover, yeah.
158.
Okay, 158. So my bad about that, but yeah, I don't know. I love the cover, and I think it's a great second appearance.
No, it's a good. I'm not sure if I agree with the fact that Bullseye is underrated, but I do like that second appearance is underrated probably.
So it's interesting with Bullseye. He's like the quintessential Daredevil villain, other than Kingpin, but Kingpin, is more closely tied to Spider-Man. But at the same time, like, he's really the only Daredevil villain that people know other than King. Like the main, I'm talking about the mainstream. Like my friends that aren't into comics know Daredevil because they're like, oh, Colin Farrell's character, or Dex from the
Death of Elektra.
From the show, the Netflix show.
He didn't. Well, it's not spoiling anything. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, all that stuff. But anyway, I think that he's underrated in the sense that like he's not talked about up there with like a lot of the other top characters. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here.
No, it's okay. It's your show, man. This is you're part of the canon. You're co-CEO of the canon.
True, that is true. Yeah.
We do what we want, making sure that we do it for the people, though. Moving on, we got real Cable Leland. I like to call him, or he is Caleb Leland. I like to call him Cable Leland. So that's my deal. Happy Free Comic Day, comic fam. I got to spend a few hours with some friends at my local comic shop and meet new people, all coming together to celebrate sequential art. I didn't have much to spend, but I did get a deal on a beautiful art germ cover for Phoenix Resurrection, issue number 1. It's absolutely stunning. And at 50% off, I grabbed it for $5. It was such a great time and so awesome seeing so many young kids in the store getting excited about their favorite characters. That's very important, by the way. So happy to have this cover and share it for my Fresh from the Comic Shop submission this week. Take care and much love. That covers us. I like Art Germ. I think Art Germ gets a lot of shit basically because it can kind of look like AI art or what have you, or computer generated, but I do like Art Germ. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a style that it's not a style that I'm super into, but at the same time, if I see an Art Germ cover, I know it's an Art Germ cover.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome. It's not something I collect. It's not something I'm really into. But Alex Ross, Art Germ, Jenny Frison, you can't go wrong with these like very realistic looking, which isn't my style, but to each their own.
It's like when you hear Stuart Copeland or Van Halen playing drums, you just know that's who it is.
Panama.
Panama. Anyways, right? A little David Lee Roth for you guys. Josh, I think you're up. Actually, or Joe. No, Joe, you're up. The second fresh get of the week.
Second fresh get of the week. Okay, so another pickup from Philadelphia Fan Expo. I talked about walking around and not being able to find something, but
that's so discouraging, though. By the way, it
is. But a lot of people think, con prices always expensive. You got to be on the hunt. You got to be on the lookout. You got to go digging. That's one of my favorite things about this hobby. Looking for the stuff that is undervalued. I found this book. This is Batman 84. Golden Age Batman, pre-code Batman. And not just that.
Jeez. I love that cover.
It has a Catwoman cover. So, as you can see.
Awesome.
Golden Age book. This is, I'm not exactly sure what year, but it's pre-code. So it's probably, I'm going to just go ahead and guess this is like 1952, 53, something like that. Might be 1951. It's a Win Mortimer cover.
I'm sorry.
It's issue 84.
Okay. 1954.
1954. Okay, so it's just before the Comics Code Authority. But yeah, classic Win Mortimer cover with Catwoman. Probably one of her first, maybe one of her first 5 cover appearances, but certainly one of her first 10 cover appearances. Mm-hmm. And somebody had this for $165.
What?
And I sat there and I was like, this has to be worth more than that. And I said, hey, is this complete? And they're like, yeah, check it out. And I flipped through it and they're like, oh, the cover's detached. That's why it's so cheap. And I was like,
what?
Okay.
Still.
So I'm like, it's definitely worth more than that. I just straight up, I bought it. I actually bundled together with some stuff. So I got it a little bit cheaper than that. But a 2.0 copy, a 2.0, which this one might be better than a 2.0, even with the cover like that. A 2.0 just sold for $475.
Jesus.
So I slapped a $500 price tag on this thing. I don't know if I'm going to sell it, though. It might be one of those books that's like, oh, man, that's such a good buy that I just want to keep it for myself. Or I can sell it, make a profit, and use it to buy a different Batman book that I really want for my PC. But,
I'm around. Yeah. So if you want to get rid of that book, you know to come talk to me, Joe. Do not even bring Paul Bond around that. Okay?
No, he'll snatch it.
We do have your compensation package that you do get 3 Golden Age books a year from Joe, no matter what the cost. Yeah.
Is that true? Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
You didn't read your contract? Josh, come on, man.
I also need to take that first Two-Face cover off of Joe as well.
It'll happen. You deserve it. But moving on, it's not about us. It's about our audience right here. And we got Nori Jordan. Guess what? He loves Thunderbolts, everybody. I don't know if you knew that. This week, I didn't have a chance to buy many new books, but I was excited to pick up another high-grade Hulk, number 449 newsstand. This is the one that started it all for the Thunderbolts. Zemo could have taken an easier opponent for this team's first battle, but he never did things small. This book even gives a hint that this team isn't all they seem. The team has changed a lot over the years, but the greatest one will always be the originals. Marvel has not contacted me to be consultant for the upcoming Thunderbolts movie, so I am hoping they don't screw it up. Take care, everyone. Can you imagine, though? I mean, if there's anybody more qualified to be a consultant on Thunderbolts other than the creators or writers, it would be Nori Jordan.
True.
Well done, Nori. We hope you get that call. All right, here we go. Quick 3, another 3 for me. Half off at Zaps. I got X-Men number 53, the first onslaught.
Nice.
How much did I get it for? For $3.
Ooh, that's a good price.
Very good price. I got, Joe, I think you'll like this. This is new X-Men 115. We were just talking last week. This is the first Negasonic Teenage Warhead for $6.
Ooh, and it's the variant cover too. You don't see that one as often.
Yep. I didn't know that was the variant. And then
the Wolverine is on the cover A.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then I got All-Star Superman #1 for $3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So again, and I have 3 more books left that I'll show. All right, we got C to the G up next. Well, if it isn't Star Wars, well, it's not Star Wars. I don't know what that means. Anyway, a few years back, I had the chance to go through my cousin's collection, which was collecting dust. To my surprise, he gave me the green light to pull everything and anything I wanted. I was truly blessed for the opportunity. I love digging. The hunt is always the best part. Lots of mixed boxes, books still in plastic bags, like he just came home from the LCS and just put them straight into short boxes. After a handful of boxes, I spotted this gem sandwiched between random books untouched for years. It was effing exciting. It was an effing exciting find. Star Wars was one of the first sci-fi films I was introduced to, and I have been a fan ever since. I need to visit again. There's more to uncover, but talking books and spending time with family is where it's at. Fast forward, I finally got around to grading the book. Thanks to a friend, the grade did not matter since it would be forever in my PC. If you read this far, I hope you enjoyed my condensed story. And may the 4th be with you always. We talk about pulling at our heartstrings. We talk about it. People. Josh, your last fresh get of the week. What do you got?
Again, organizing my collection and finding duplicates. And this book I actually got from Pope of Chilitown. I don't know if he's still with us right now, but
he's definitely alive. Let's be honest. Let's stop.
Judge Dredd #1. Oh, Judge Dredd is the law. He'll break you. I know, and you better believe it. He is the law. This is our first solo issue of Judge Dredd in U.S. Comics.
Ooh.
So it's a very nice book to have, and this is actually on my want list for this year. I have a top 10 want list, and shout out to Mike for helping me acquire that. And it's not his first official appearance in U.S. Comics, though. In DC Comics Presents, I forget the number, but Ambush Bug, I believe it is.
Yeah, one.
And there's actually a balloon of Judge Dredd in a parade. So technically, that's his first official U.S. appearance, kind of unofficial. I know, but still. So great book and nice little history lesson there for you folks. But
that is a great book. I'm glad you got that. And finally, our last fresh get of the week is from Nukes Comics, the winner of April. Fresh from the comic shop, Amazing Spider-Man #82. The Foreign's variant, Something Horribly Wrong, is happening at the McCarthy Medical Center. Mary Jane Watson is trying to nurse the bedridden Peter Parker to health, but when Peter's roommate goes missing, someone must step up. Can MJ and a non-mobile Peter get to the bottom of this hospital mystery? This cover is the epitome of the nosy neighbor, and I couldn't pass it up. I picked this up from DBS. Good stuff indeed. Love the cover here, everybody. Love the shading. Love the lighting. Very well done. You are ineligible, though, Nuke, so just want to make that mention. Then Joe and I each have a fresh get, and then we have to get to who's moving on to the semifinals of May. Joseph.
All right, so this, I was blown away that I found this. Not only did I find this, but I found it on a day that this comic store was doing 20% off. These were from Phantasm Comics up in New Hope, Pennsylvania. 25% off for their big free comic book day sale, and all their dollar bins were 50-cent bins, which was pretty cool. I was walking around the store just looking high, looking low. Above there's a like a doorway you have to go to get from the main part of their store to like where the back issues are, and on the door frame, like above that door, I found these 3. Now, if you remember a couple weeks ago, maybe like 2 months ago, I got this book in a trade, as well as the first book in a trade. This one, these two. And then I said, wow, these are really awesome. I'm going to research this guy. William Ekren, I found out, is the Golden Age artist, and he only did 3 covers. This is the 3rd one. I got this book a couple weeks ago at King Con, and now I own all 3 of these books. Well, they had these prints already matted, and they even say down at the bottom, Strange Terrors, St. John Publication Company, November 1952, artist William Ekren. Right down at the bottom there. Boom.
That's crazy, dude.
And not only that, but these came in shrink wrap, and in the shrink wrap with them was a full facsimile copy of the book.
So cool.
These are just complete facsimile copies, which I didn't know even existed.
This is crazy that it just happened a few weeks ago for you too.
I know. And the weird thing is these are only distributed in Europe. Those are from William Ekren he's from I believe Norway, and those are only given by a European distributor, and the comic shop just happens to order stuff like European stuff. He goes out of his way to get like a lot of foreign stuff, a lot of like weird horror stuff and things like that. And I guess the distributor that he uses happened to just have those, which is insane. And he not only happened to have them, but ordered them. Like it's not even just that they were available. He ordered them and had them in the store hanging up. And I said, "Oh my God, Greg, I need those."
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and they were cheap too. They were $20 was the sticker price on them, and they were 15% off. Or sorry, 25% off. So they were $15 each. Paid $45 for the 3 of them.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Again, it's so timely too that you just walk in on,
2 months ago, I had no idea who William Ekren is. Now I have all 3 books.
Yeah,
those prints, and he's probably my favorite Golden Age artist.
That's so crazy, and very unique too. That style is crazy unique. All right, so I'm going to close it out here with my last 3 fresh gets. This was in no particular order. We have X-Men 283. This is the first cameo of Bishop, I do believe. I got that for.
No, actually, I think that's his. I think 282.
Well, that's his first full. That book is his first full appearance.
Full appearance. Yeah. The one before that's the first cover.
The one before is the one that's worth the most money because he's on the cover, even though he's just on the last page.
Right. Yeah. And then I can't remember who this is the first appearance of. Moon Knight #2, the David Finch cover here for $150. This is a key. I cannot remember who it is. Joe, do you know? Josh.
From the David Finch run, I'm not 100% sure.
I can't remember.
I have not read that run.
We talked about this, guys, in terms of the slabs. I don't actively go seeking slabs unless it's a good deal. This is a 9.8, granted CBCS for $50. Half off is $25. It's Punisher War Journal #7, which finishes off that 2-parter of the first meeting between Punisher and Wolverine.
Wow,
that's great.
Pretty good price, actually.
It's an insane price. So again,
you paid $50 for that?
No, Joe, I paid $25 for that.
Oh, because it was half off.
Yes.
Wow, Zap's got. I gotta make it up there one day. It's like a 2.5 hour drive for me, man. Ooh. But because I'm in from Delaware and stuff. And,
it's a good shop if you're in the area. Oh, did we lose Joe? His mind was blown by the fact that I only paid $25 for that.
Yeah, I will say that I looked up Moon Knight. It's actually not a key.
Oh, it's not? I could have sworn it was a key. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, issue 120, 26, but yeah, issue 2 is not.
Okay, for some reason, we lost Josh. This is very disconcerting because we have a decision to make. I think
his phone might be dead because he's been running so many claim sales.
For real, but he doesn't broadcast on his phone. So what are we gonna do here? You're kind of a little bit biased considering you have. Oh, there's Joe. Thank goodness, because this was
weird.
Yeah, I know, man. That's never happened really before. I was scared. I was worried.
It was weird.
That connection go out?
No, I put my phone down. I had my phone in my hand, and I put it down on my laptop. And the second it touched my laptop just shut off.
That's very weird.
You got some X-Men powers, though.
Spooky ghosts.
All right, so here's the deal. The judge says he's available. I don't know what he's trying to pull here. You're not charging us for today from the retainer. So yeah.
Plus Josh gets to pick anyway, so we don't need the judge.
Well, Josh he's got a book in here.
Yeah, he's not gonna pick himself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is there any rules against that? I mean,
Josh, you are also an employee of the Canon now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna uphold the law, and we're gonna do the right thing. What the judge would want.
There you go.
So both of you get to go ahead, and I could play tiebreaker.
I don't know. Look, we know you're a rookie, but you've acted like you've been here the whole show except for now, and it's like, let's get it straight. Yeah,
I mean, I've only been watching for a whole year straight, every single episode. So.
You're right. Honestly, this is very rude. Although you are an employee, so we can be rude to you, I think now. But Joe, I have one that really sticks out more than anything.
It's probably the same one that sticks out to me. So go ahead.
I C to the G. It's like, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It pulled at the heartstrings. Like it really, really did. Very happy to hear that. What was it? Was it his brother? I can't remember. Or his cousin? But let's see. Yeah, his cousin's collection. And literally, it's just like, Star Wars, what it means to him, and the fact he got it slabbed, and I just love it. So, Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, and it's just that whole hyperspace jump that it's so synonymous that just the light drag of the stars, just it's so Star Wars. And this weekend was so Star Wars with Free Comic Book Day falling on May the 4th, and we got a new Star Wars trailer. I think this one just really hits home in every possible way. Great stuff. Love that book. Have that book in my personal collection. So I that was the book that stuck out to me as well.
Congratulations, C to the G. You are moving on to the semifinals, the first semifinals of May, to battle for the finals. This wonderful, Incredible Hulk #6 variant. I do believe it's Mr. Garcine. So well done, everybody. Joshua, congratulations to you for your first episode under your belt. Granted, it was kind of like more of a training session than anything else. You're in orientation right now. Josh, we'd like to offer you some thoughts, words of wisdom, how excited you are for the canon and what we have coming up here.
I'm honestly ready to go. I'm not a rookie. Listen, I've been here for over a year. I've been following you guys. I've been watching, studying. I've been taking notes. At any time, my secret plan is hopefully one day that me and the highest rating co-host Popa Chili Town can maybe take over for you guys. Christ. We'll have to see how that happens. But
have we hired our replacement, Joe?
Maybe. Yeah.
This is scary. Okay. That's
really. I'm gonna say this. I am here for the people.
We know that is fact. You always are, because you are one of the most upstanding members of the community. That's a fact. Always a joy to see you in person, and we're very excited to have you on here because you had so many things going on in the chat when we would do our news. It's like, this is dumb. Joe and I barely have time to do the news, to do the, we have bigger, better things as running this corporation. Bringing you on was a no-brainer. Very happy to have you. So next week will be your first news segment that you're going to be taking the lead on. Joe and I will be taking a back seat and interjecting when and if possible.
Yes, 100%. And if you guys are catching this at the end, go back, rewatch, and you'll find out that I'm the best there is, the best there was, and perhaps the best there ever will be on comic book canon.
I like that, actually. Now, I like what Tony says here. Bring on the canon. I believe he's talking about Alicia and Shelby. We have a segment that is going to blow your minds. That's coming up with the ladies of the canon. They are willing and able, and they are going to help. They're going to help people out there. They are going to do good work, probably more important than what Joe and I do. So very excited. They're going to be superstars. We're going to get that going hopefully next week. I hope those are the girls you're talking about, Joe. Otherwise, I don't know if there are any other canon girls. Are there?
Oh, I made some calls beforehand, and I mean, we're getting some visitors tonight.
Okay. Anyways, it's been a
this is impressible defects. Sorry.
That was good. I kind of laughed out loud at that. Anyways, this has been a wonderful episode. I love, Joe, myself, Josh, we love doing this. We love being part of the community. We love kind of just being a hub and having a great time doing things. We love coming up with new segment ideas. That popcorn Instagram will be tonight, going up tonight. So if you are interested, please reply, even with just an emoji, and we will pick somebody at random to do the first popcorn for next week and hand it off to somebody else who is on that list. So again, Joe, any final words for the episode tonight?
Thanks.
Good
I'm just kidding. Good. Very, very proper and well spoken. No, as always, just thanks for being here. I've had 5 days in a row of claim sales on top of work and other things, and I just got done my invoices right before, and really, really, really thirsty right now. But it's all worth it for the Canon. Glad to have our new correspondent, Josh, here. We've talked for a long time about, like, Josh, you got to come on the show as a guest. You got to come on the show as a guest. Well, we just segued that whole thing.
Yeah,
we just skipped over that step, just going right to correspondent here. And excited to have him on for the news to discuss all the
it makes sense
events. It does. It does make sense. It just works. So thank you, Josh. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Tony and Spider Dude.
Yes, thank you, Tony and Spider Dude. I do believe Danny is going live, so we should all go there, check it out. I will personally be a little bit late if I get there, but Danny, drop a link in the chat. A great way to end Free Comic Book Day weekend. This has been just, again, a great weekend. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you all. We will see you next week. Josh, be ready, man. Be ready.
We will.
Okay. That's fine. That's fair. Until next week, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Peace.